And we are live here in Altamont, Utah. And I'm Brandon Jones, and here with me is Merlin Rasmussen. And we're here from Channel V6 watching some high school girls basketball 2A action tonight. What do you think, Merlin? What do we got going on here down playing?
Well, we've got the Longhorns hosting the Layton Christian Academy. And overall, Altamont has a record of 10-6. They're 4-3 in region play. Layton Christian comes in with a record of 5-12, and they're 2-3 in region play here as they enter this ball game. So, second meeting for these two teams. The Layton Christian came out on top in a very close game, 42-40 in their previous meeting there in Layton. So the Longhorns looking to get some revenge here tonight and protect their home court.
Yeah, we were dealing with a revenge game also last week with Duchesne and this Layton Christian team, and kind of the same thing here with Altamont. So it's going to be a good one, Layton Christian Eagles versus the Altamont Longhorns. And, there's some good players for both of these teams. And sounds like they're going to go to a flag ceremony here. Or are they going to do it first? Oh, it looks like they're going to do starting lineup, so we'll stay right here. So Danielle Thomas for Layton Christian.
She's a starter, and Thomas, she averages 13.6 points a game. She's their big scorer. He's senior there.
Yeah, she's a really good player. And then Faith Mesa was the next to the layup, and Celine McCurra, number 15. She's 6'5", and a really tall player that can take up space and gets rebounds, and she leads her team in blocks, as you can see why. And Joanna Oladipo, number 4, and Autumn Meza, who is just really a great three-point shooter.
That's number 2 is Meza.
Yeah, Autumn Meza, number 2.
Had her listed as 34 before.
And now, for your Lady Longhorns.
And for the Altamont Longhorns, we have some good players on this team. You know, Maxfield and Gracie Gardner.
Number 3, Alyssa Abbott.
Young team, no seniors on the team.
Yeah. Number 3, Alyssa Abbott. And number 11,
Rasmussen.
That's Cassidy Rasmussen. Yep.
Gracie Gardner, another junior.
And Madison Zeman, number 21. Great player for this team as well. She's
averaging around 9 points a game, and Maxfield, the leading scorer, averaging just over 12 points a game for these Lady Longhorns. Again, Maxfield a sophomore, Zeman a sophomore, Gardner a junior, Rasmussen a junior, and Abbott a junior as well. So young team here.
Yeah, Emery Maxfield has about 193 points on the year, like you said. Their leading scorer. And looks like we're going to a jump ball here. I thought they were going to do a flag ceremony, but maybe not.
Apparently not. So looks like it'll be Rasmussen to jump in against, is it McCurra? Is that what you?
Yeah, Celine McCurra.
McCurra definitely with the advantage. But we'll see what Rasmussen can do. Hopefully she can live up to that last name. No relation, by the way, but.
And we're to the jump, and Autumn Mesa, actually Faith Mesa gives it to Danielle Thomas. Thomas up the top of the key. And one of the things already in Duchesne, they weren't moving around in the center very much with
nice
McCurra.
Trap there, but she's able to split it, but a good steal by Zeman. Maxfield quickly down. She gets it to Abbott.
Abbott throws it back out to Emery Maxfield, and she misses all the rim on that one. So it's going to be LCA ball.
Just a little wide there. Had the right distance, but missed to the right just a bit there for Maxfield on that shot. So get those early game jitters out.
And Meza will bring it down the floor. Back to Meza, to Danielle Thomas. And Danielle Thomas, she's a really good slasher as she gets it to Oladipo with the shot. And Oladipo gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and she is fouled. So she will go to the line for 2.
Foul going to be on Rasmussen, I believe. It'll be her first. Team first.
And it's been quite a while since me and you have done a game together, Merlin. It has to be, I think, football the last time we hung out.
Yeah, this is the first basketball game I've done this year, so supposed to be with you last week, but a little bit of the flu got me. I didn't want to spread that.
And that was up in Tabiona, and those were both pretty good games as Oladapo
Hits the second.
hits that second free throw. Madison Zeman gives it up to the top here, back to Maxfield. Heavily guarded right there by Thomas. Gives it
Nice
to
move.
Alyssa.
Good pass inside. Gardner's up and in.
That was a really good pass by Alyssa Abbott to Gracie Gardner. Number 13, as you see on the replay, she just gets that in the perfect position, puts it off the glass. Mesa into Makura. Makura with the shot, and good.
That's a nice, soft little left-handed shot for the sophomore.
And that's a good start for Celine Makura because she's not a huge scorer. She only has about 9 points on the year, so 11 points now. As it is shot up by Altamont by number 11.
Rasmussen.
It's Rasmussen.
Three-pointer on the way. No good.
I was watching Autumn Mesa in that JV game right before this one, and she hit about three threes right there in that third and fourth quarter as a block there by Makura, and you can see why she's their leading shot blocker. She's 6'5", legitly, and just stuck her hand up there and got that block.
But you know, I like what Zeman did. That's what you got to do with the shot blockers. Go right at them.
Yeah, try to get that foul. Try to get to the line as another block by LCA, and that's a Oladapo on Abbott. And Mesa thinks about that three, gives it back to Danielle Thomas. And Mesa for the three, and that all but went in. I mean, it just was so close.
Good look there.
That's a
And
good
now
pass.
Maxfield's going to drive in, and she's going to draw the foul on Muraku.
Yeah, it was a really good pass by Zeman to Maxfield, and a good job to get that contact and get to the line. As you see on the replay, they got that foul, like you said, on Makura.
Shot is up and in. First one good for Maxfield. Her first points of the night. Evens us up at 3.
And proud sponsor is Zions Bank with 3 locations, Uinta and Duchesne counties, plus online mobile services. Zion Bank. Daniel Thomas, leading scorer for Layton Christian, averaging about 17
Long
points a game.
three-pointer.
Wow.
That's deep, and it's good.
Deep three for Danielle Thomas right there on the replay, about 3 steps behind the line, like you said, Merlin. Gives it. Altamont tries to take their turn, see if they get an answer 3 or just try to work it in. As Abbott, she drives in. She sees an open Rasmussen. Abbott kicks it back out for 3 to Zeman. It's a bank shot, no good.
Rasmussen on the boards with a nice pass out to Maxfield. The Longhorns doing a nice job on the boards and knocking the free balls away, able to get second opportunities. Three-pointer up.
Rasmussen had a good look right there, just one off the rim. So both teams just trying to fill each other out right now. It's 3 to 6 and in favor of Layton Christian. As Thomas dribbles it around, gives it back to Mesa. And
Another long
Thomas.
three. It's going to be travel.
There's some physical play down there, but a travel is called.
Gardner and Oladapo will go down. Travel will end up being called against the Eagles, so looks like we're going to have a quick timeout here. Gives a chance to thank our fine sponsors, Ashley Regional Medical Center. They welcome Dr. Tyler Moore, an orthopedic surgeon. Moore, who did a fellowship in sports medicine, began seeing patients on August 27th. Also, Jones Paint and Glass. You know anything about them?
I do. I work there in that paint department. Yes,
Founded
you
in
know.
1938, celebrating 80 years of business, and a proud sponsor of live coverage of local high school sports. Jones Paint and Glass sells high-quality paint by high-quality salesmen with thousands of colors to choose from. The interactive color workstation can help you find the right color for your project.
So they come out of the timeout here, 4 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. And you know what was the purpose of that timeout, do you think? They're trying to, which timeout was called by which team?
I think Altamont
actually
called the timeout. I think they're just trying to settle them down and trying to get them to, I mean, they've had good shots and they just haven't won in, so.
And Rasmussen, there's another good shot. She's wide open.
Yeah,
that's what you want. You're just, sometimes it just doesn't fall for you, but that's over the head of Oladipo right there.
That would have been an easy layup. Thomas just a little bit too much on that pass.
And,
it was a good look.
And Oladipo can jump pretty high, but not that high. So it goes off her hand and out of bounds is Maxfield.
Good pass into Abbott. Nice little pump. That'll be number 2.
Yeah, that's big. 2 fouls on number 15, Celine McCurra, and they're going to probably send her to the bench.
Coach is over there telling her to go straight up. Looking at her, telling her to go straight up, by the way.
And she's only a sophomore, so, you know, youth is, you know, just, that's good coaching right there. You want to get to your young star right there and just, you know, say, hey, hands straight up. But they're going to keep her in, at least for right now.
I think there's subs at the scorer's table. They're just waiting out till after the first shot to get her in. She was ready to go out.
And Aaron Schrader is the coach of Layton Christian for this girls team. Good coach, keeps his girls under control, and just a really good coach of fundamentals.
Number 55, Kamanzi. Joanna Kamanzi has checked in. Abbott's second shot, no good. Knocked around there, and Abbott will go. We're going to have jump ball.
So we'll retain with Altamont here. See what kind of inbound play that they can come up here. They just need some points to happen right here, as that's a great pass.
Gets blocked, and then Gardner pushed from behind on the shot.
And that will be number 1 on Kamanzi.
3 fouls now against the Eagles. Gardner will go to the free throw line, her first free throw attempt. It's good.
So Coach Joe Moni, just, you know, wanting these girls to get inside, and maybe with that height, like you said, they want to draw those fouls, get them in foul trouble early, as Oladipo gets the rebound off the miss. Danielle Thomas, she slashes and throws that floater up, but it's going to be a foul on the ground before the shot.
Going to be on Maxfield.
And Danielle Thomas, she has a pretty impressive floater right there. She almost did a Euro step right there with the floater. As Meza throws it in the inside, gets it back out to Thomas.
Nearly with the steal.
And Meza to Oladipo with the shot, and comes up empty.
Like she may have took an extra step there. Good pass. And there is an extra step as Gardner unable to control that and get the dribble there. So, but a good, nice pass by the Longhorns. Just a little bit of a fumble there by Gardner. Thomas breaks the press by herself.
So both teams have, you know, some hustlers out there making plays, getting their hands in the way of balls, just doing really well. Again, both haven't quite found their shots yet. As a steal by the Longhorns, and it's thrown up court to Abbott.
Longhorns do a nice job keeping their head up, making those passes down court before the Eagles get back and get their defense set up.
As it's stolen away from Oladipo.
Rasmussen tried to save it, but she hit her high up in the hands versus down around the feet trying to knock that ball out of bounds.
And they do get it inside here, and Kamanzi goes up for 2, and she comes up short too. And a jump ball is called by the refs. So the possession will stay Eagles ball, yeah.
Alatopo is physical.
She is.
She doesn't mind mixing it up.
I like watching her. The only thing is she got in a little bit of a foul trouble against Duchesne. And so we'll kind of watch that as there's a break here for the Longhorns. And Emery Maxfield takes it with the left hand.
That's just a good move by Maxfield, going to that left hand. You don't see that a ton in girls basketball as we watch it on the L&L replay. Thomas now coming back, she'll dish.
And I almost thought Thomas should have took that all the way. She pretty much had it coast to coast and then kicked it to a friend right at the end.
That's been a couple that she probably should have kept, but she's looked to pass and dish off. That'll be probably something the coach will talk to her about, and we'll probably see her keep that later on. Rasmussen is going to be replaced by Oakley Foy, number 55. Now, Oakley just a freshman, and we're going to have another timeout.
And they're going to take a full timeout, and we'll take a timeout with them too. Channel V6.
I decided to attend USU Uinta Basin because I could stay here and keep doing what I was doing and be around my family and still be able to get the degree that I wanted.
It was important for me to stay in Vernal while taking classes and getting my degree because this is where my family is at.
Such a great opportunity that we have here in the Uinta Basin. There's great scholarships, there's great programs, it's such an amazing campus. The instructors care about you, and having that degree has opened so many doors. It's just an opportunity you don't want to pass up.
And we are back here in Altamont, Utah. Brandon Jones and Merlin Rasmussen here still in the first quarter with 1 minute and 29 seconds left as some pressure is brought by the Longhorns. And Meza kicks it over to Oladipo, tries to get it inside. She does. Kamanzi, and no good on that attempt. As Maxfield, she pushes hard. She goes up with that left hand again, looks for the foul, but nothing there. They'll record that one a block. Did you think that was a block?
There was a lot of contact there. Now we're going to have a foul on this end as Thomas is little jump stop, and Abbott tried to get there but didn't quite beat Thomas to the spot, so the foul is going to be on Abbott.
So
first.
Danielle Thomas has 244 points this year, and she's a really good three-point shooter, as you've already seen. She has 29 threes on the year.
And that first free throw is up and in. She has a really nice shot.
Yeah, I was impressed with her when I watched her in Duchesne, and but she was really guarded heavily by Ashlyn Gatherum and only got 7 points. So she's already
5 here in the first quarter.
Yes, already breaking out as Altamont misses rim on that one.
Abbott had a good look and just overshot on that close shot. Another three-pointer missed.
Good rebound by Madison Zeman. They do have an open player underneath right there. They got it to her. Give it back to Maxfield. Maxfield with the two-point shot. And just started out a little bit cold in this first quarter for Altamont.
Had a little too long to think about that one.
They've had some really open shots in this first quarter and just haven't been able to come up with them.
Eagles going to hold for the last shot as we're at 5 seconds now. Thomas.
And she did get it to that LCA player, but they don't come up with it either. No fouls called, and that's the end of the first quarter. And we'll take a break and come back to the second quarter.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
The Women's Center offers comprehensive services for every generation, from routine gynecologic checkups and obstetrics to advanced imaging. Trust the hospital that specializes in women's needs. Learn more at ashleyregional.com.
And welcome back, Channel V6 here at Longhorn Arena. Brandon Jones and Merlin Rasmussen. And so far, what do you think so far, Merlin?
Well, I mean, it's a tight game. Gardner has 3 for the Longhorns, along with Maxfield, and then Abbott's chipped in 1. Thomas has 5. Makura has 2, but more importantly, 2 fouls. So,
yeah, a little bit of a foul trouble for that front court for LCA, as Meza just takes it off the head right there, and jump ball is called.
There's a lot of arm for a jump ball. Maxfield nearly had the steal. It would have been a breakaway, and I mean, they're being aggressive.
And that's one thing I'm seeing different already for Layton Christian. They are being a lot more aggressive than they were at Duchesne. As Daniel Thomas will take it out here. See if they can run a play and set something up and get to the inside like they want to do, as player control travel right there.
Back-to-back travels, 1 on each team, so. 3 fouls apiece, team fouls that is. Makura the only one with more than 1.
As Zeman fakes it, stays with it.
Double
and
dribble.
a double dribble, so 2 turnovers right in a row back-to-back on both sides.
I thought Thomas knocked that originally out of her hand, but they say no. So.
Yeah.
So the start of the second quarter, 3 turnovers on 3 possessions.
Just the way you want to start it. As Thomas, they start to just kick it around the perimeter there. Thomas with the crossover gives it to Oladapo to the inside. Meza comes up with it to Kamanzi, and Kamanzi's had 3 or 4 shots right at the rim, and they've just rolled off.
Coach has got to be saying backboard, backboard, use that backboard.
As a
Zeman's
floater
little
goes up by Zeman. As you see on the replay, that's a good look. And just a perfect floater.
Her first points of the game gives the Longhorns the lead.
Thomas to Oladapo. And just trying to find that inside player, as they do with Kamanzi. Kamanzi kicks it back out. It's going to be out of bounds on Layton Christian. Good defense by the Altamont Longhorns.
Gardner's going to replace Abbott.
And the way the game's going right now, it's just a kind of a defensive battle and a low-scoring game.
The Longhorns get some of those shots to fall. They've had good looks, just have not been able to get a lot of those shots to fall. They get some of them to fall, and they could stretch the lead here, but if Thomas gets hot, the Eagles could stretch it.
As they get it back to Zeman. Zeman, she drives in hard, and a defensive play by Danielle Thomas.
Thomas is quick.
Yeah, she's pesky too. She's a pesky defender, quick, on the ball, off the ball. And good hand placement there by Faith Meza.
Goes off of Gardner for another Longhorn turnover.
And Meza wide open right there. Decided not to take that 3, kicks it over. And Meza gives it to Thomas, back to Meza, over to Faith Meza. Meza for 3, And yes, sir, that one is good. And like I said, I saw her make 3 in a row in that JV game at the very end, and so you know she's feeling it. As another floater right there by Madison Zeman gets that one to go. So 11-11, big answer. And, you know, now we're starting to score some points.
As Thomas will put it up.
And that's good. So Layton Christian with 3 threes in this first half. As Oakley Foy, she goes underneath, gets good position, puts it through the net. 5 minutes, and all of a sudden this pace of the game is just ramped up a little bit.
The last 3 possessions for each team, and we've got 3-pointers and floaters and all kinds of stuff falling. So,
as I'm just liking the ball movement by each team, doing great on that perimeter, trying to get it inside. As Daniel Thomas misses on the shot, and they're going to call a foul.
On Kamanzi, her second.
Against Kamanzi, yeah. So 2 of the tallest, biggest girls in the lineup for LCA have 2 fouls.
And they've got Makura back up. She's going to check in at the next whistle. So risky move here by the Eagles, getting their big player back in.
Good dive in right there by Maxfield, and she just hasn't found her rhythm quite yet. As Daniel Thomas sure has. My goodness. That is another. How many threes is that for her?
3.
That's 3 threes for
11.
Danielle Thomas, number 20.
11 points. So there's oh man.
And Emery Maxfield again, right underneath the hoop, puts it off the glass, almost through, but no soup on that one either.
Call a foul on Oakley Foy. And we're going to have a timeout here. We'll see by the Longhorns, and it will be a full timeout. So
we'll go ahead and take a full timeout with them. You ready? Yeah. Brandon Jones, Merlin Rasmussen, Channel V6.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
And we are live here back in Altamont, Utah. Girls high school basketball action, 2A. And you know, the record in region right now, the girls are 3 and 4 on the Layton Christian side, and 4 and 3 on Altamont's.
Magabo has checked in for the Eagles.
So both teams pretty evenly matched, and you've seen that so far, where no one's really got ahead by much, as Layton Christian still has that lead 17-13, and Thomas is harassed over there by Maxfield. That's good defense, but just a little bit too overbearing, and gets the foul call.
That's going to be 2 on Maxfield. So that'll bring in Kaisley Farnsworth. We'll check in.
I was talking to Joe Monier, a good friend, just says he loves to run up and down the court, likes to get this game in a track meet, but still can slow down for a half-court offense if he needs to. As a lot of posts, she gets a good look right there with that right hand and makes the score even more, 19-13. Kaisley gets in trouble right there. They call a foul.
Going to be on Thomas, her first.
Kaisley Thomas throws it into Maxfield. back to Farnsworth, and she's got it stolen. And Layton Christian, they try to go coast to coast, off the glass and in.
Wow.
Oh man, 21-13, and you know, kind of a surprise to me. I think that Altamont still just hasn't found themselves yet as they try up the top here to see if they can get something going. Maxfield resets. Maxfield draws at that floater, and nothing's on that try as Thomas.
Again, with a good look, just comes up short. A nice pass there.
And Oladipo's been really good underneath as she gets her own rebound, kicks it back out to Meza, and no good. You know, in that Duchesne game, Oladipo, there's a off the hands of Altamont and going back the other way, but I was talking about Oladipo. She wasn't super aggressive in that Duchesne game, and I've kind of seen a different look from her tonight.
She's had open looks, but now she's starting to hit those shots that were missing. She was missing earlier, so if she gets going and Thomas from the outside, it could be a long night here for the Lady Longhorns.
Yeah, and she usually shoots a lot from the outside, and I was thinking, man, why isn't she in the inside trying to get points right close to the rim? And so far tonight's worked for her.
All that travel on Magabo. So the Eagles have opened up an 8-point lead here. Smart move by Layton Christian as he will bring in Deanna Evans to replace Makura with 1:41 to go and an 8-point lead here in the first half. Don't want her picking up that third foul.
As Farnsworth tries to see if Rasmussen was down open there. She didn't flash. As Farnsworth shoots the shot, it looked like she got hit on the hand, but
sure did.
No call. As Meza throws it to Oladipo. Meza thinks about that shot for a second, gives it back to Magabo. Over to Meza, and she connects. So Autumn Meza connects. Now Faith Meza connects. So the threes are falling for this LCA team on a Friday night.
It's the 5th three they've hit. 4 of them have been here in this quarter.
As Maxfield, she drives. She gets a better look this time, but still just off the back of the rim, but a really good offensive rebound for Gracie Gardner. And look, a steal by Joanna Oladipo goes up, and she gets the contact. So she'll go to the line for 2.
The second foul on Rasmussen. Oladipo is 1 for 2 from the line. She'll go with 2 more shots here.
And a sponsor of tonight's game, Strata Network. Strata brings you more local cell sites than any other wireless provider. Join the network with the best local coverage today and get up to $500 in credits with a qualifying trade-in. Visit stratanetworks.com and learn more.
12-point lead opened up here by the Lady Eagles as she hits the first, misses the second.
And leading rebounder for this team, Madison Zeman, comes up with the rebound there. And Maxfield underneath, and this time it's all good.
Cuts it to a 10-point lead with 15 seconds to go.
And LCA will probably just hold it for this last shot before half. See if they get it to a hot Autumn Meza. And Meza shoots it up, and it goes out of bounds. So that is your half. 15-25, a 10-point lead for LCA. What do you think, Merlin? What do you got to do to come back in this game?
Well, you know, Thomas had come out and hit she hit a 3 in that first quarter, then she hit the 2 threes in the second quarter, so they switched their defense up and started playing a little bit more man. And all that did was open up the Meza sisters to hit a couple of threes themselves. Actually, they're playing more like a little box and one, as they were playing man on Thomas and zoning the rest of things. So the two Mesa sisters come out and each hit a three-pointer as well to stretch it out, and then they got it into inside and got a couple of easy baskets inside. So, you know, a 10-point lead, it's not insurmountable. Like we've said, the Longhorns have had shots, they just haven't got a lot of those shots to fall. So if they can get some of those shots to fall, keep playing aggressive, keep playing very physical like they have been, you know, anything can happen here in the second half. But the Lady Eagles really went from only 8 points in the first quarter to now 25 here at halftime. So they turned it on with 17 points here in the quarter.
Yeah, in that second quarter, the percentages were really on the side of LCA, and that's what happened. And they did change some defenses, and then they started hitting threes. And you just hope as a team that they won't come back and hit like that in a second half, especially on the road. That's pretty uncommon that you have that many threes hit in one quarter. I think that Monier will tell his team that we're the leading rebounding team for a reason. And I mean, they have as a team, they have so many rebounds. They have 486 rebounds as a team. Yeah. And that's really what they got to go back to in the second half, making sure that they block out some of this height and get extra opportunities and second shots. So, good first half so far. Like I said, a 10-point game, definitely you can come back from. We'll be back in a few minutes for the second half, and I don't think they might have some halftime entertainment. We usually do, but we'll go ambient for a little while. And we'll come back and talk about what we need to do for the second half. Brandon Jones, Merlin Rasmussen, Channel V6.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.
When you hear the crash,
history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Great food begins with great ingredients. We've grown our produce department with more prepared fruits and vegetables for the entire family. We've recently expanded our offerings, so come in and experience the fun, the excitement, and taste the difference.
That's me, a canvas for my friend's artwork. How did I end up here? Well, I'm a good kid, so my parents assumed I'd never drink underage. But all kids get offered alcohol. Now, school isn't going well. My parents think it's a phase, but I don't know. My brain is still developing, so I'm more at risk for addiction. Even good kids need help to make good decisions. Mom, Dad, please set clear rules. Absolutely no underage drinking.
And we are back here for the second half. Brandon Jones and Merlin Rasmussen. Merlin's got some tallies on the points of some players from both teams.
Leading scorer for the Lady Eagles, Thomas, averaging 13.6 coming into the game, and she has 11 here in the first half. 3 of those coming from behind the arc with 3 3-pointers and then a couple of free throws. So she's yet to score a regular basket, but she has 11 of the team's 25 points. Next leading scorer is Oladapo. She has 4. And then Meza and Meza both with a 3-pointer each. Magabo off the bench scored 2. And Makura with 2. And as you mentioned, Makura not much of an offensive threat. She's in there for her defense and the height that she has, but she did get a bucket early on. Picked up 2 fouls, but you know, that's not terrible. Kamanzi also has 2 fouls, and then Thomas with a foul. For the Lady Longhorns, Maxfield has 4, Zeman has 4, Gardner has 3, and Foy has 2, and then Abbott with a free throw for 1 point. And Maxfield and Rasmussen each with 2 fouls for the Longhorns. So really not huge foul trouble for either team as we start this third quarter.
And in that second quarter, it kind of got into an up and down pace. And usually that's really good for Altamont, but it really was great for Layton Christian as they settled in perfectly for it. As Maxfield gets it to Zeman, back to Maxfield, and Maxfield tried to make one more pass and turn it over as Zeman gets the steal and a foul.
We'll see who they call that on. It might be on Mesa coming underneath.
Yeah, I thought one of them had a block there.
Yeah, they're going to call that on Mesa. That'll be her first. Makura was straight up, so she listened to the coach that told her. That's good to see. You always like to see that.
And that would have been costly. That would have been number 3.
Yeah. So Zeman rattles the first one in.
But, I mean, she's only a sophomore and 6'5", and has the size, just get some, development in her. I mean, she hasn't had a ton of time on the floor. Only in the last couple games has she really been, I think this is even her first start.
She's a difference maker on defense. It forces you to take shots that you normally wouldn't like to take. Put a different arc on those shots.
And good attacking defense right there to not allow the 3 by Mesa. And a great defensive rebound by Gracie Gardner. As Maxfield gives it up to Zeman. Zeman saw someone open, didn't throw it though, as Rasmussen was wide open. Zeman fakes, goes to the hoop, and Makura goes straight up and gets the block. So using that big frame again as Alyssa Abbott drives in, kicks it back out, back to Abbott. And she's not going to be able to get to it in time, and it will be a turnover for the Longhorns.
Makura had 1 block on that trip down the floor, but she affected 3 other shots because where they were going to drive in, they didn't take that shot and they kicked it back out, and really overpassing leads to a turnover there. That's what size will do.
As Thomas has it at the top of the key, drives, kicks, and a foul on Madison Zeman. And we talked about this Altamont team being a young team, like no seniors, pretty much all juniors and sophomores. And their coach, Coach Joe Monier, is just his first year as a head coach, was on the assistant staff of Union last year for the boys. As a steal by Mesa, and Mesa shoots it up off the glass and puts it in. So Mesa coming up huge tonight with some 3 and a 2-point shot right there.
The Lady Longhorns just a little tight here to open this second half up.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. And I mean, you're on your home floor, you should feel loose by now as they missed that one.
Gardner just takes it away.
And now you're starting to see that, #1 team in rebounding, especially offensively. I've watched them a ton, and they offensive rebound with the best of them. And Gracie Gardner makes a really good position there and gets another opportunity.
First free throw is good. She'll shoot 1 more. She's 2 for 3 from the line tonight.
She has 129 rebounds before this game. That's pretty impressive. And 109 points. Gracie Gardner. As Autumn Mesa gives it up to Danielle Thomas. Double teamed, but a good look. A give and go option right there to Oladapo. And she'll go earn 2 at the line.
It'll be on Gardner. That'll be her first. 2 for 4 from the line is Oladapo tonight.
So we've seen the unselfish play by Danielle Thomas tonight. You know, a couple shots that we thought maybe she could have just took the shot. That one was a really good one because she got converted on 2 players and left Oladapo wide open. So great vision.
Misses the second. Zeman comes away with it. Oh. Well, they're going to call it travel. And she did. She moved that foot. But again, that's Makura affecting the shot. She wanted to go straight up. She didn't. Tried to move to the side, and it's hard to move to the side without moving your feet. So she did move that pivot foot.
Especially with the tower in front of you.
Exactly.
As Autumn Mesa gives it to Danielle Thomas. Thomas for 3. And she's 0 for 2 coming out of the second half on the 3-point line, which Altamont will love to see.
Oh.
And wow, I did the travel too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
We got that one.
So maybe just a little bit in a hurry on these possessions.
You see Coach Moynier tell us, just shoot it.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you had the shot. Take the shot.
A little bit of patience goes a long way, and just get the best shot.
You know, they don't need to get all 9 points back in this next possession. You cut it to a 5 or 6 point lead going into the fourth quarter, and then you're right there.
Yeah,
right
Joe,
where you need to be. There's plenty of time.
Yeah, I bet you Moni, I said, don't even look at the scoreboard. You just do one thing at a time.
Yep. Play our game, play tough defense.
And right now they came.
Take the shots that we have.
They've definitely stiffened up on defense as Altamont and LCA notices it and has to take a timeout. So timeout is called on the floor.
Gives us a chance to thank Mountain Land Supply. They've been serving the basin for 15 years. We're a local employee-owned distribution and service company, our expert company, and they look forward to serving the basin for many years to come. Mountain Land Supply. Also have Moon Lake Electric, proud sponsor of high school sports here in the Uinta Basin. And L&L Motor bringing you our replays tonight, proudly serving the entire basin by offering unsurpassed customer service along with the largest selection of new and used vehicles, all under one name. Proud sponsor of all of Uinta and Duchesne County schools. That's L&L Motor.
And for this Layton Christian team, they, just coming off a loss to Duchesne, they just couldn't find the basket all night, and it was a close game until the very end. And you see a different LCA tonight. They've came engaged, and they already made this trip. They have a little bit familiarity with this area and the cold and the climate, and they look good out there.
Yeah, they've played. I mean, they came out in the second quarter and just 17-point second quarter. That's a lot in any high school games, especially in a girls game. You don't hear that a lot.
And Oladapo calls for the ball. She gets it, and a good defensive play there by, it looks like it was Gracie Gardner that was in front. And Zeman draws that fake, and LCA doesn't go anywhere and just stands there, but
Gardner
a good offensive rebound.
It's a good rebound, and that's going to draw to foul number 3 on Makura.
So yeah, Gracie Gardner, just impressed with her. She just works harder than everybody out there on the floor.
Oladapo had that first block, and then Gardner picked up the rebound on the missed shot on the backside. Unable to convert, however, as she misses the first free throw. She'll have one more.
And watching this Layton Christian team, they do a really good job on the perimeter. One of the things that they just need to work on is getting the inside presence, especially offensively. They don't move around a ton in space.
Gardner's second shot up and good.
So 8-point game. Gut check here for Altamont. See if they can get a steal and get any closer. As Kamanzi gets double teamed and they give it back to Meza. Meza this time is no good.
I've been keeping track of rebounds, but I bet Gardner's approaching 10 tonight. She is tough on those boards. Nice pass.
And Kaisley Farnsworth off, but guess who?
Rebound for Gardner and put it back in.
And then we'll watch and see maybe if she could even get a double-double tonight. As Oladipo draws some contact, but throws it in, and it's a steal by Gracie Gardner.
She's at 8 points, so she's close to it. Gonna be off the hands of Kamanzi. As Zeman went to shoot, and then she thought about passing. Substitution gonna come in. That'll be Magabo, Leslie Magabo will check in. She's got some height as well. Pass inside to Gardner. It's off the rim. No good offensive rebound. And she will draw the foul.
She knows that we're keeping track of stats up here. Had to get one more of those offensive rebounds. I mean, that's a different stat, man. Like, you have rebounds and then you have, you know, your points. But offensive rebounds, I think they should be their own stat because they're really tough to get. She's almost got 4 of those, right?
Struggling a little bit from the free throw line tonight. Misses that front end.
And misses that one too.
End.
A few of them have had some trouble at the free throw line. As Danielle Thomas drives in, gets a body, and that's a foul on
on Zeman.
Zeman, yeah.
It'll be before the shot, so it'll be down. But the Longhorns been able to cut it to 6 with the help of Gracie Gardner here in this quarter, as she has scored 5 of the 7 points that the Longhorns have scored and has just owned the glass.
And they're taking really good high percentage shots, and just not finding a way to go in. Is Danielle Thomas from deep.
That's just a good I mean, we saw in the replay, you don't guard people out there that far, especially in girls high school basketball.
Yeah, and like I said, now that's like 31 threes on the year for her, as that's 3 or 4 tonight, right?
Yeah, that's 4.
4.
Yep.
4 threes for Danielle Thomas.
12 of her 14 points from the on the line.
And she was held to 7 against Duchesne the other night. 7 points.
They've had pretty good defense on her, and she just has stepped back beyond where you're really going to be defended and knocked down 2 of those from long distance.
Mesa looks to reset up at top, gives it to Thomas, back to Mesa. And like I said, this is where I'd like to see them, you know, be more aggressive underneath and call for the ball and get more position. As a good pass by Danielle and a better steal by Gracie Gardner.
Again, a little bit of an overpass.
Zeman kicks it out, gets it back into Zeman. Zeman just can't get that bounce. The ball is just not falling.
For it. We're going to have a jump ball.
So some huge opportunities for Altamont to get back in this game, and really could have, and just came up empty.
You know, they had it cut to 6, and then Thomas hit that 3. It's back up to 9 as we approach a minute to go. And the Lady Eagles, I think you'll see some more of this, taking their time and really looking to get good shots. We're going to have a foul, maybe before the shot.
That was a good screen by number 24, coming up to free Danielle Thomas, but before the shot, there was a foul. That's Belinda Kalengo, number 24.
They call that on Keisley. I thought so that's her first.
Danielle Thomas thinks about that one, yeah.
She's had the hot hand tonight.
Man, if that was that good at 3, I would keep shooting heat check. As that one hits the side of the backboard, and Altamont will be off to the races. See if they can get a good possession here, as it's to Keisley Farnsworth, and it's good!
Good runner.
There wasn't even a little bit of a tip right there, you know, on the block shot, but it still found its way in the hoop. And 19 seconds left in this third quarter. LCA will take the last shot, find an open player. As man defense is almost stolen there by Zeman, and a foul by Oakley Foy.
It'll be Oakley's second. Just about had the steal.
Yeah, a lot of plays today so far for Altamont. You know, just, I could say it in 2 words, so close.
So close.
As it's missed there, and that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. So pretty exciting 3rd quarter. What do you think, Merlin?
They did a nice job. They're able to come back and cut it to 7. They had it down to 6. Thomas hit that big 3, but they were able to fight and get a couple of buckets. Really for the Longhorns, work on the boards, particularly Gracie Gardner, really working hard on those boards. Had a chance to cut the lead even more. Missed some key free throws. Looked like she might be getting a little tired there, so we'll see how Coach Monnier handles that, if he maybe tries to rest her to start this 4th quarter a little bit to get him some rest or not. But I mean, we got us a ball game. It's a 7-point lead. Layton Christian, they only scored 6 points there in the quarter. One of those came off that long 3-pointer by Thomas. Their other points, a free throw by Oladapo, and then Meza with a basket as well. So exciting 4th quarter we're about to get ready to watch here.
Yeah, and Danielle Thomas, she came out of that second half in that 3rd quarter and wasn't hitting her 3, and then all of a sudden she comes back and she hits that one from 3 feet back behind the line with her 4th 3 on the night. And that's been a huge for this LCA team, because if you didn't have those, it would be a really close game right now. So Danielle Thomas answering big from her, you know, to her disappointing night of 7 points against Duchesne.
It's 6 3-pointers on the night. The Longhorn they need to get Maxfield going as well.
As Foy tries to get position on Makura, it's stolen by Automeza and taken back. And McKay Foy tried to get it back for her team and gets the foul call. That's the freshman foul call, I think.
Well, they called a jump, so
they
she didn't
did
get a foul. It was a
good
jump ball, but it goes back to the Eagles. But again, that height, she just was like, what do I do here? I mean, I can't shoot over this. She looked to pass, and then
you can equalize that with strength, and the Foys are strong.
Yes, indeed.
Is that McKay's?
That is his younger sister.
His younger sister, yeah.
When you're the baby of the family and you got 4 older brothers, you got to be pretty tough.
And Oladapo drew some contact, and she will go to the charity stripe.
Farnsworth with her 2nd foul. High arcing shot, no good. 50% from the line tonight, 3 for 6.
And Kinsley Farnsworth has got a lot of time so far on the floor tonight.
She has, and she's played well here. Has another miss, offensive rebound. Gardner's going to secure that one. She's got to be at least double figures by now. I'm going to be on Thomas. 2 on Thomas.
And Maxfield still trying to find her rhythm tonight as she gets it back.
Only 3 points. She averages 12.
Yeah.
She's been held in check.
Zeman back to Maxfield for 3. Oh man, she nails it in a good time. And you know, you talk about stars, and sometimes you can hold them down for so long, and then all of a sudden they just hit you, and it's usually in the 4th quarter. And I see that all the time as Maxfield gets a big shot. And a rebound there for Gracie Gardner. That's got to be number 10.
At least. Maybe in the 2nd half.
Oh, Maxfield.
Starting to heat up. That's 5 in a row.
So she saw that Makura wasn't looking her way, just took it all the way in with that right hand. So she's done it with the left hand and now the right hand. As Danielle Thomas tries to draw the contact on Gracie Gardner.
Does a nice job keeping it alive.
Thomas, she looks to take a breath, slow the things down. Makura puts her hand up with good position, throws it up, and that is good for 4 points for Celine Makura, and that's a game high.
It'll be a foul.
Madison Zeman goes up strong.
Ladapo with her second. That'll put Zeman to the line. She's 2 for 2. Nope, they're going to say it was down.
Yeah,
so.
they call that one on the floor too.
Wow.
That one was really close. I don't know. And good position there by Gracie Gardner, and a foul on Makura.
It's going to be 4 if they call it on Makura, and it is.
And yeah, that's frustrating because, you know, Gracie Gardner's been doing that all night. She's been just camping there underneath the paint on those inbound plays, and she's been getting them. But need to convert on the free throws down the stretch. Utah State University, be an Aggie in the Uinta Basin, no matter where you attend, your diploma will have the same 3 renowned words, Utah State University. Visit uintabasin.usu.edu for more information.
Gardner 4 for 10 from the line, but they cut it to a 4-point game here. Kamanzi, the shot no good. Gardner had it, then Thomas knocked it away, and she'll get the layup.
Yeah, right there, Thomas just pickpocketed it away from Gracie Gardner and took it the distance. So 29-35 is the score. Still anyone's game. That was a pretty big shot, though, with 5 minutes and 21 seconds. And there's a big shot right there. Was that Gracie Gardner?
That was Maxfield.
That was Maxfield. So Maxfield has really came on in this fourth quarter. And that's when you need him to.
You know, Makura's out of the game now with 4 fouls. They got her resting, and the Longhorns are taking it to the basket.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of attacking the paint. No rim protector there as Daniel Thomas does the same thing, draws the contact, and one.
Gonna have a chance to go for 3 the old-fashioned way.
And Daniel Thomas having a night at the three-point line and underneath, slashing to the rim and doing really well, sharing the basketball.
That's 19 points on the night
for
Thomas.
So averaging about 14 points a game, over her average with 19, as Maxfield looks to drive in. And
I'm going to call a timeout here by Coach Mounier. It'll be a full timeout. The Longhorns, they get it down to 4, and the Lady Eagles just come back. It's Thomas with a big 3 from deep, or it's Thomas driving in and getting fouled and making it, and going the old-fashioned way. 4:41 to go, and it's a 7-point lead. I mean, you felt like the Longhorns were just right there, ready to get right into this game, and then some big shots by the Lady Eagles, and
yeah, just answer after answer, big plays by both sides. And you know, what's really cool is Emery Maxfield's finally got her shot going, and she's had how many straight points now?
She scored the last 7.
Last 7 points. Yeah, because she hit that 3 and then
2 layups.
So I mean, we'll see if they get it going here, and if Altamont can either tie or take a lead in these next coming minutes.
The Longhorns will have the ball.
And Aaron Schrader taking just a little bit longer with his team in the huddle, making sure that they're going to make the right plays. Just don't try to turn them over on this play. And watch that inbound. And it's to Gracie Gardner. Somehow comes up with it, and Ladapo. Physical play between Foy and the Ladapo right there.
So a jump ball there will result in the Longhorns getting the ball back.
You see all the screens happening right underneath there to try to get Gardner open.
Zeman.
And a good look by Zeman. Could have took the 3, but thought about that and got the higher percentage layup.
Oh, that's a travel. Holy cow. Wow.
The James Harden travel right there with the 3, but doesn't find its way home. So Altamont.
I'm going to call the foul against Kamanzi. It'll be her 3rd. So that'll put the Longhorns at the free throw line. I think it's going to be Gardner again. Gardner has struggled here in the second half. She was 1 for 2 in the first half, and is only 2 for 8 here in the second half. She's been there a lot. She's worked hard to get there. Just got to get those down. And there it is.
And that's an important one because it's a one-on-one situation. You have to hit that first shot to get another one, and she does it. 4-point game.
And she's got that one.
And both of those shots looked good from the get-go. Perfect rotation. Looks like she's really figured that out. So Mesa back over to Faith Mesa into Oladipo. Oladipo with the fadeaway, but it's rebounded by Kamanzi. And see what Altamont does here on defense.
I think the Lady Eagles are going to be content to waste some time as we're under 4 here in the game. They lead by 3. Look for that good shot. This is where not having a shot clock in high school can be a detriment to the team behind.
I know it. I just wish they would get that happening, but probably won't happen for a while as they're just content to kick it around the perimeter. And we'll see when Coach Mornier tries to bring up some pressure and make them think about it here. Oh, what a pass. And it's a good defensive play, but Oladipo, I don't even think she saw the pass and the dime that was put in there.
I'm not sure you can get a timeout when the ball's on the floor and nobody has possession
No
of
possession, yeah.
But they go ahead and give the timeout to the Lady Eagles. So gives us a chance to take a quick break here and thank our many fine sponsors. We appreciate them. You talked about Utah State. How about United, operated by SkyWest? A special thanks to United, operated by SkyWest, for sponsoring tonight's live coverage. I was on there yesterday.
Oh, really?
Flew on United both Tuesday and yesterday. They do a nice job. So they're operated there by SkyWest. They're committed to being the Basin's portal to the entire world of travel. Book your flight from Vernal to Denver and beyond at united.com. We also have Ute Tribal Enterprises, the fastest growing tribally owned enterprise in the state of Utah with 9 operations. Ute Tribe Enterprises prides itself in offering the very best products and services to you, our customers. Enjoy cosmic bowling at Ute Lane's Family Fun Center.
And we'll see how much pressure that Altamont comes out in the defense right here, trying to force a turnover and not allow any more time to go off the clock. When do you start even thinking about fouling?
I think you got to wait till you're down to at least under 2 with it being a 3-point game. I mean, you're 1 turnover away from taking it down. If she hits that, which
and Daniel,
so you've got the ball now, so
and Thomas was way off the mark on that one after she's been so good.
And I'm sure that's exactly what they wanted coming out of that timeout is to get her that shot, and she had it open. Probably the best look she's had all night. She was too close.
Maxfield almost traveled there, gives it to Abbott. Abbott loses it to Oladipo and Joanna, and there's a jump ball, and that's a strong play right there by Madison Zeman. But it's going to be given to Layton Christian, but at least you own the possession on the next jump ball.
Oladipo knew as soon as she turned around and passed it behind her that she had made a mistake. So again, a 3-point game. We're under 3 to go.
Meza has it at the top, gives it over to Faith Meza. To Thomas, good defense on Thomas right there. To Oladipo, Oladipo's right underneath the basket, and she says yes, and 1, please. So 35-40 with a chance to get 1 more at the line. Joanna Oladipo has had a great game today too, just like Danielle Thomas. They're a big 1-2 punch right there from this Layton Christian Academy team.
She's looking for her 7th point, and she has it. High arcing free throws, but shoots them pretty well. Stretches it to 6. As we've said, they're able to cut it to 3, but they just can't get it.
And they just don't get any
that.
farther, yeah.
There's
and a steal. Meza, coast to coast with the layup, and blows the layup Altamont, they'll run. Maxfield over to Rasmussen. Back to Maxfield, and she drops it right off her foot. Turnover, and Danielle Thomas
smartly kicks it out. Now I think you're going to probably have to see some tight defense and maybe some fouls.
And just try to get that jump ball. It's your possession. If you can just try to see if they throw it out there like a loaf of bread and take it.
Makura back in the game for the Lady Eagles to protect the rim on the other end.
And just under 2 minutes and a turnover.
1:39 to go. It's still a 6-point game, just 2-possession game.
And accountability defense right there succeeds for this Altamont team as they get another possession and another try to get close.
Longhorn need to get a score out of this possession.
As Gardner
fires it up. Oh, looked good out of her hand and just a little strong, but again, Makura affecting that shot.
So tough when you have someone in that paint that tall. Could just affect your shot just a little bit, and that's just enough.
Foul on Abbott. That'll send Meza to the line. She's yet to shoot a free throw tonight. We'll see here. Got an exciting minute 10 awaits.
And you know, Adam Meza only has about 72 points.
Oh,
what a rebound for Makura, and she puts it right back in and has 6.
That's a killer.
Career high.
She's averaging a half a point a game and comes in and gets 6 to put them up by 8. Zeman with the floater, it's no good. Bodies crashing to the floor.
Joanna Ladapo with the tough rebound right there, and time is running out for this Longhorn team as Maxfield will foul Faith Meza.
Oh,
so
they
close.
Had exactly what they wanted. You put somebody that hadn't shot a free throw all night at the line. They missed the free throw, and you do a great job of boxing out the one side. And the ball goes off the other side. Makura standing there, nobody around her, able to put up the shot up and then extend the lead to.
Yeah, and we'll see what they can do when they come back, and we'll see if they can make a miracle come back. We'll see. Brandon Jones, Merlin Rasmussen, Channel V6.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
The Women's Center offers comprehensive services for every generation, from routine gynecologic checkups and obstetrics to advanced imaging. Trust the hospital that specializes in women's needs. Learn more at ashleyregional.com.
And we're back here in Altamont with 41 seconds left and 43-35. Any chance for a comeback here, Merlin?
Yeah, there's always a chance. I mean, it's going to take a lot. You're gonna need to have a miss here, get the ball, and hit some threes, and we don't get the miss. So this is Faith Meza, right?
Yeah. And it could be a 10-point game here if she hits this one, and she misses.
And gets a rebound.
And right there, you rebound it, you just kick it out and waste some time. She shoots it right back up, gives it to Altamont. Emery Maxfield, who's been really good in this fourth quarter. And to Abbott, and that's been a lot of what we've seen, just underneath shots and layups not falling in.
The Longhorns are gonna look at this game and they're gonna say we had looks, we had shots, we just didn't make shots from not only inside their close, but also from the free throw line. Those are the two things that really really cost the Lady Longhorns tonight.
Agree 100%. The free throw line was huge. And, you know, the big equalizer for LCA as well is they hit a ton of threes.
Yeah, 6
and
of
that
them.
was hard to get back from. If like you take away like all those threes, it's a tight game. And you know, Altamont only had one, right, with Maxfield.
Yeah.
And but you know that's your ball game, 35-44. Layton Christian comes from Layton and upsets Altamont at home on a cold night here in Altamont. So, you know, I think, you know, Altamont, they're a great team. They have a good record. Overall, they have a great record for being a first-year coach with Coach Monet. Just a young team and seeing new things. They'll be that much better next year. And, you know, good luck to them, and we'll see them here in the future at BTV. But, you know, next we're going to have the boys in action. Layton Christian scoring about 80 points a game. Really tough team. And Altamont, they're actually a really great team too. And so this will be a great, exciting matchup. We'll come back and we'll do a reset and talk about the boys game coming up.
I decided to attend UNSU Uinta Basin because I could stay here and keep doing what I was doing and be around my family and still be able to get the degree that I wanted.
It was important for me to stay in Vernal while taking classes and getting my degree because this is where my family is at.
Such a great opportunity that we have here in the Uinta Basin. There's great scholarships, there's great programs, it's such an amazing campus. The instructors care about you, and having that degree has opened so many doors. It's just an opportunity you don't want to pass up.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.